All right, so example 2 is still solving two-step equations, but now I have fractions. So on your notes paper, go to example 2, and you're going to fill in as I'm working this out with you. Okay, so again, I want the one that has the variable all to itself. So step 1 is either I'm adding or subtracting. Because I see a minus, that means that I have to add to both sides. So I'm going to add 1/2. What I do to one side, I do to the other. Do the same thing. I create a zero pair so they cancel each other out. What do I have left? I have x over 8 equals, because the denominators are the same, I'm going to keep the denominator the same, and then I'm going to subtract the numerators because I see different signs. So -7 and a +1, I get a -6. At this point here, I can simplify -6 over 2. So I'm going to get x over 8 equals -6 divided by a +2 is a -3. Because I see division, I have to do the inverse of division, which is multiplication. So remember, multiply. Circle and multiply. That's going to be x equals, I have a positive times a negative, -24. Okay, so 1 step, 2 step, boom, you're done. Okay, let's look at example B now. So on example B, I know I have plus 4a over here, but I want the a all alone. So that means I need to get rid of the extra piece. In this case, it's the 2/5. So I want a zero pair with 2/5. If that's a positive, then I do the additive inverse, which is a -2/5. What I do to one side, do to the other. These will cancel out. What do I have left? I have 4a equals, the denominators are the same, so I'm going to keep it the same. And then I have a -6 plus a -2. Since they're the same signs, I'm going to add them and keep the sign. So that gives me 8 and a negative. Now I see multiplication. So I have to do the inverse of multiplication, which is divide. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So this creates a giant 1. I have a equal to, now I have a fraction divided by a whole number. So you have to remember, keep, change, reciprocal. So I'm going to keep -8/5. Division changes to multiplication, and I'm going to take the reciprocal of 4, which is over 1 because it's a whole number. So reciprocal, we flip it, and it's going to be 1/4. Gonna multiply straight across. So I get -8 over 20. And then I need to simplify it. So what do they both have in common? The greatest common factor between both of them is 4. So I'm gonna divide the top and the bottom by 4. That leaves me with -2 over 5. So I go back over here, and a equals -2 over 5. And that's my final step for this particular problem.